So my thing is to create awareness that, hey, number one, entrepreneurship is accessible to everybody. And then number two, continue to protect this great free enterprise system we have, because it can go away fast. I mean, if we aren't conscious of what it takes to be a free country and a free enterprise-driven country, it'll go fast, because there's a lot of people that are envious over success. A lot of people that don't understand that it's accessible to everybody. It's not limited. So again, that's why I do it.
One of the things that I feel blessed being an entrepreneur is to be able to work with my kids and let them work around my work ethic and learn that work ethic so it actually gets passed down. It's something that I feel so blessed with owning my own businesses like you do, and being able to figure out, which one of my kids is going to run with a certain business, which is something you're doing also. Because this is another thing that only in this country can you plan for that with your kids, and be able to teach a work ethic, which this is something that can't be taught in school or in college.
So there's unfair advantages in life, but one of them is actually a kid understanding the value at a young age, as young as possible, in my opinion. I don't care if it's 8, 9, 10 years old. Heck, I know people that started working at 5, 6 years old with their family, right? For me, it was 10 years old. I started working around my dad, and then got a newspaper route and so on, right? So for me, it was a young age that I understood that the dignity of work, the fun of actually working and then making something, whether it was the $6 a week I made, delivering newspapers and the tips I had at the end of the week, or it was the lawn mowing jobs. For me to have that cash in my pocket earned by my hard work, man, that was the best feeling I could have. And that it started there. How do I treat people like they don't want to be treated? How do you do it? Pave a driveway for somebody that they're going to be proud of, like I am proud of the driveway I paved for them. So I think that's the first big lesson I learned. Is a simple thing, right? But I think it's something, if everybody thought that way consistently, how do you treat others like you'd like to be treated? Not that we're perfect, not that we're going to always do it, right? But if we can strive to do it, I think you're in good shape, right? You're in better shape than many. And they're talking about where they're going to college, and then one friend of mine, a neighbor, says, "Hey Gary, where are you going to college?" And he knew I wasn't going to college. I said, "Al, I'm not going to college. I'm either going to start a paving business or a landscaping business." And he said, "Oh, so he said it, lightly, in a low voice. Oh, so you're going to be a ditch digger? Hey, Rabine, the world needs ditch diggers." And that was a year after Caddyshack came out, right? So that term that was famous from Caddyshack, yeah. And I didn't think much of it. And then a few, 10 seconds later, he yells to the study hall of 30, 40 kids, whatever it was in the study hall, not just on the table we're sitting around, but he says, "So Rabine's going to be a ditch digger." So it was a little bit embarrassing at the time. And but my thing was, I looked around the room and I looked at my friend who said it, and I said, in my mind, I'm thinking, man, I'm going to prove to you guys that it's okay not to go to college. And my goal was to make more money than they can make, 4 years out of college, that I'd be making more than they were making within a short period of time. And by the time they got to college with the debt they would have had back then, it would have been big debt, right? It would have been big debt back then, 30, 40 grand probably, right? Yeah. And so for me, it was, hey, you know what? I'm going to prove that I can better myself without a college education. I'm going to get a big jump start on them. So sure enough, that was on my mind on a consistent basis. So you think about short-term goals, long-term goals. My midterm goal of 4 years is my friends are getting out of college and I'm making great money and they're looking for jobs, making a heck of a lot less. But again, up to that point, I still don't understand how to really build a business at scale, a scalable business. I was building a job. We built a job for myself and my dad and an income for us, but not really enterprise value. And I think that should be everybody's goal in business, is to build a business that builds enterprise value outside the value of that founder and that leader, right, or leaders. And that wasn't happening for us up until then. So it was probably 15 years in where I discovered differentiation and how it could work if you can differentiate very strong from your competition. And so differentiation became my focus on a consistent basis. And so in my mind, it was, how do I differentiate from my customers to be stronger than them, to get more opportunity than them, to serve my customers better than them, right? But I learned from them. Every single time I've lost money, and I've lost a lot, I always seek out the lesson to learn. And one thing I'll tell you, and I think Julia needs to know is, pride kills all good things. And, times in my life have been prideful, saying, oh, heck yeah, man, I could buy that business and turn it around, or I can start that business and we'll be great just like we are in parking lots, right? And maybe I would be if I could focus on that long enough and stick with it. And I had people that were passionate about it. But in many cases, I spread myself too thin, jumping in a business I shouldn't have been in. I'm back to my roots, and my roots are serving facilities owners across America today.